Jaxson, Lane really has credited you with helping put this roster in particular together. You and a bunch of guys decided to come back and make a run at this thing. This team's been through a lot this year. What does this feel like for you right now?
Yeah, it feels great. I feel like everybody counted us out after the LSU game, and we felt like we're 2 plays away from being the #1 team in the country. And I'm just so proud of how resilient our group of guys are. Starts with our coaching staff, and us never giving up or losing faith. We're just sticking it out, trusting each other, and it's all part of the plan.
Jaxson, Lane said he thought when you went down that you might be out for the game. What was going through your mind in that moment? And when did you kind of realize that, hey, you were going to be able to return?
I never thought I was going to go out. There's got to be something severely wrong for me to come out of the game.
What were your thoughts on what Austin did in that drive when you couldn't obviously finish it?
Yeah, I really wanted to start this off by saying how awesome of a job he did. Felt like his drive really changed the momentum of the game. And I'm just so proud of him. He's a hell of a player. So him just being able to come in and manufacture a drive like that, which resulted in a touchdown, was huge and really provided a spark for our team.
How long do you kind of celebrate a win like this going into a bye week, or is it just 24-hour rule, forget about it?
I'm gonna celebrate this one. I'm gonna celebrate this one.
Jaxson, do you feel like that losing that safety net so early in the season with that second loss, do you feel like that kind of refocused and just made y'all kind of hone in, especially these last 3 games?
Yeah, I mean, it put our backs against the wall. We don't have a lot of wiggle room. I said this after the LSU game, like, we got to win out. So each and every week that we're playing, we're in a playoff game. That's how we see it. That's how we handle it. And this was just a culmination of things, of guys just coming together and, like I said, like, not losing faith. And we understand our backs are against the wall, so we're going to go out swinging.
Jaxson, with Parrish going down last week with an injury, how much of a responsibility did you feel that you were going to have to be a running threat today against Georgia?
Well, we were thinking I was going to have to do a lot more. But, after the second play, things got a little shaky. Quite honestly, I didn't really know who I was going to throw to going into this week. But guys were able to come back, and credit goes to our training staff and just getting our guys healthy to roll. So that was a huge help.
Jaxson, I know you've talked about this some throughout the year, but in a game like this where it's raining and things like that, your top receiver's out. What's it like being able to know that your defense is going to be able to come through for you like they have throughout the season? I
mean, it's huge. It's a security blanket to have. Pooh Paul, Jared Ivey, TJ Dudley, Trey Amos, like, they all came up to me during this week and they just kept telling me, like, we got you, bro. Like, we're locked in. Like, we got you. And I think just hearing that, like, just gave me so much confidence that that we can rely on those guys and they can close out games. And I think this week really showed it. That we all have learned from our mistakes in previous weeks, and that they came out and besides the pick that I threw, like, really dominated them. I put them in a bad situation, but from then on they dominated.
Lane said there was a moment when he was on the field post game doing the interview. You walked by and you told him you loved him. What was that moment like? I know you guys have been through a lot together.
Yeah, we've been through a lot. But this was just all part of the plan when I came here. I put so much faith in his vision that he had for this program, and so did everybody else that came here. But we've been through a lot, me and him, and had our ups and downs. But yeah, I love him, and I'll do anything to win a game for him.
Hey, Jaxson, did you have a sick feeling when you looked like your ankle or leg got sort of tucked under you? Did you feel bad at that time? Did you feel like it was worse than it was? And also, your ability as a team not to panic really all year long, just like you didn't panic early in this game when they went ahead.
Oh, yeah, we just went in the training room, got it figured out, and I came out ready to roll.
For an offense, what does it mean to have a guy like Caden Davis who can do and get y'all those 3 points seemingly no matter what side, part of that field y'all are on?
Yeah, that was so awesome. He's got the golden leg, so we have a lot of confidence in him, and I think that, when you have, rain and external factors involved, and you have a guy like him where you have the utmost confidence in, he really, put us ahead tonight. And, those are big momentum swings if you make versus if you miss. So he did an amazing job, and I'm so proud of him.
Jaxson, game started with the injury scare, but then it ended with you hyping up the student section, throwing, I guess we could call it your signature fist bump now. The win clearly meant a lot to you, obviously, but after all the hard work that you've put in here at this program, what does it actually mean to you?
I think I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. It's definitely special. But to be completely honest, we came into this week with all the confidence in the world that we were going to get this done. So, like I said, our backs have been up against the wall. A lot of people around the country and the media have lost confidence in us and kind of counted us out. But, the guys in the room, the people in the program, never lost faith, and we're just going to continue to get better each week.
Jaxson, I asked Coach Kiffin about the environment, and he talked about how it just meant so much to see all these guys show up and stick it out through the rain. What did that mean for the players, from the player side of things, seeing all those fans out there as early as they were and then sticking it out through all the wet rain and crappy weather?
Yeah, it's huge. It's having it's having a 12th person on the field. And, us going out in warm-ups, that was the most packed that I've ever seen the stadium in warm-ups. And, with us not being able to go through the Walk of Champions, and then them getting us all hyped up, it just felt really good. And, anytime that, there's a third down and you hear the crowd get loud and you kind of have to, yell in the guy beside you's ear while the defense is out there just to talk to him, that's an amazing feeling. And when you have a crowd and a fan base that, goes out and shows out the way that they did, it makes it really hard on the opposing team. So it was a huge help tonight.
Kind of piggybacking off that question, last year, essentially this game had the same exact conditions last year. Georgia fans packed their stadium, and it was a rainy night all day in Athens. Did that cross you guys' mind at all throughout the game, and just how much your fans impacted it, just keeping you guys hype up through all the game and just the conditions of last year versus this year? Did that cross you guys' mind throughout the week at all and throughout the game tonight?
Honestly, I didn't really expect it to be like it was today. So for us to experience that type of energy and for us to have a hostile home field advantage was incredible. And like you said last week, like you said last year, Georgia did an amazing job with their crowd, and I thought that our fan base did an even better job this week.
Jaxson, take us through the field storming. Where were you the first time? And then, I know you took the final snap, but just that taking that all in, realizing that 20,000 people were rushing towards you at the middle of the field.
Yeah, it was amazing. I kind of blacked out, honestly. I lost track of where I was, and it got really tight and hot. So, I was celebrating for a while, but eventually I was like, I just got to get out of here. But it was amazing. Where'd they take the goalpost? They taken it to the square?
I saw it up at the top of the stadium. I don't know from there.
Oh, really?
Jaxson, other than your first pass of the night, looked like you had plenty of time to throw. How about a shout out to your offensive line?
Absolutely. They're the boys that make this thing roll, and I thought they've done an amazing job these past 3 weeks, and they're kind of finding their stride. They're getting a lot more comfortable with the things that we're doing, and I feel like we're kind of finding our identity as an offense these past few weeks, and it's been a lot of fun. And when you can have that kind of protection, it really slows the game down, and especially when I got banged up, that was a huge help. So they know how much I love them, and they know that each week they're going to be the tone setters of the game, and they did an amazing job tonight.
Jaxson, up here in the top left. Congrats on becoming the winningest quarterback in Ole Miss history. That's pretty big. But also the win itself. Just how do you kind of see this, as you've talked last year, this year, your sophomore year too, about setting history here at Ole Miss, and you keep breaking records, and this team keeps adding on to his resume. In a year where a 12-team playoff is a bigger possibility, and how big is this win just in the context of continuing to add on to the story that you guys are chasing?
Yeah, it's huge. you want to go into a place and leave it better than when you first step foot. And I think that's been my main objective day in and day out, and kind of how I handle my business. But really all the credit goes to my teammates and the coaches. I'm so blessed to have those people around me, and that make my job so much easier. So this is a combination of people, and I'm just so proud to be an Ole Miss Rebel. I'm grateful to be here. And like I told a lot of the guys, like there's not another place, another group of guys that I'd rather go to war with every single week. So it definitely means a lot.
Jaxson, from a historic defensive outing against Oklahoma to a historic offensive outing against Arkansas last week to tonight, where you guys kind of pieced it together in all phases, do you feel like y'all are peaking at the right time right now?
Absolutely. And I think people are seeing that. We have a lot of confidence in what we're doing right now. And, what Tim Elko say, don't let the Rebs get hot.
Thanks, Jaxson.
Thank you.